In today's reading, we're exploring some signs that your fear of loss is preventing you from finding love and what to do about it. You can be the most emotionally healed person in the world, and losing somebody is still incredibly difficult. And if you're someone like me who has faced loss and abandonment, especially in childhood, the fear of loving someone and losing them can be so intimidating that it keeps you single. Here's the first sign that fear is preventing you from finding love. Knight of Wands. So if you are in relationships and you tend to have more casual relationships, you feel more comfortable giving to a partner sexually than you do emotionally. This could be an indication that you are protecting yourself emotionally, setting up that wall or those boundaries emotionally that are going to keep you safe if this person leaves. And if this resonates with you, it could be what's stopping you from finding the right person. Let's see where it comes from. Six of Swords. So this comes literally, Six of Swords is about moving away. In the Rider-Waite deck, we see a mother and her child in a boat with someone rowing them away to calmer waters. So some of you, especially as children, may have experienced loss, may have experienced abandonment, may have experienced needing to move away, literally move, because of a certain situation, an unstable situation, or a loss that you experienced. There is definitely the presence of abandonment here that's causing this unwillingness to set emotional roots. Let's see how to move past this. So the cards are encouraging you to take a chance. Communicate in a way that's different, that might feel extreme for you emotionally. A slight change in communication is going to be very positive for you, and it's going to bring very good news for you. You don't have to completely change everything. You don't have to be extreme in that way. But that wall, it's not like you don't want to tear it down, but the fear is so strong that you don't feel like you can, and it's so scary to start to take it down. You can start addressing the wall one brick at a time. With this Knight of Swords, it's a change in the communication, and it's going to be for the better. It's going to be positive for you with the Fool card. This Fool card is a Sagittarian card. Sagittarius is all about adventure. It's all about novelty and trying something new. And Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the great benefic. So the cards are encouraging you there's going to be a very positive outcome if you start to just take this one step and try it one time. The hardest step is the first step. The more you practice it, the more you do it, the easier it's going to be and the less scary it's going to be. I remember specifically the first time I tried to do this, and I remember telling my therapist that it was so scary to take this step. I literally felt like I was jumping off a cliff, but I did it, I made it, and you can too. You are stronger than you think. Let's look at the second sign. The second sign that fear is holding you back. The Nine of Swords. So if you feel stuck, if you try to rationalize your way out of a situation and you feel like there's no way out, that is a sign from the universe telling you that you are trying to solve a problem with thought that needs to be solved with emotion. That's why you're not solving it, is because you're like using the wrong tool. Let's see where the root came from. Okay, this root came from the Seven of Swords. So someone did you dirty. Someone did you dirty, somebody betrayed you, someone was not loyal to you, someone stole from you, someone took something from you that wasn't theirs to take. The emotions were so strong and so intense during this time that you needed to turn them off and you needed to focus on your thoughts and your rational mind. And that's kind of how you've learned to cope. That's how you've learned to cope with difficult situations, is to try to be rational and logical about them, which is reasonable, but it doesn't heal the emotional part of what you went through. Oh, okay. If this is resonating with you, let me know. How can we start to open ourselves up to healing emotionally instead of using thought as our default? The Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so slowly. Okay, so slowly starting to use your relationships, disclosing some of your thoughts to other people. When you are in your mind and you're having these thoughts, there is no accountability. Your mind like just tells you, these are reasonable thoughts, these are rational thoughts, these are true. And once you say them, woo, okay, throat chakra, okay. And once you say them out loud, you hear them in a different way, and you have an audience in a way that's like also gonna be acting as a sounding board for you. Okay, so like for example, for me, I was taking a trip a few years ago across the country and I couldn't sleep that night, the night before my flight. I was so anxious and I was having nightmares, and I told my husband, my fear came down to that I was scared that someone was going to take me, that someone was going to kidnap me. And when I said it, he just started laughing, and I was just like, you know what? That is kind of silly. Who's gonna kidnap me? I'm heavy. Who's gonna even lift me up? Why would somebody wanna even take me? We build up these thoughts in our mind and they become so scary to us that it's almost like we're too scared to even tell people. But once we do, we can kind of like hear how irrational they actually are. And so the cards are encouraging you to do that. But it's like my fears, ooh, yeah, it's my fears masking as thoughts. So like be careful of that, because like your mind is telling you that it's rational, but there is a lot of fear and emotional insecurity that's like infused into the thoughts. So when you're able to say them out loud and bring them into the physical world, it helps differentiate, it helps separate the thought from the emotion, and you can challenge that emotion, and when you challenge it, it disappears. That's how you heal. That's how you heal the fear. Okay. Let's look at the third sign. Ooh, the Six of Wands. So some of you feel a great need for success, a great need for victory. I would say that like this is also a great need for justice, a great need to witness karma. There's definitely a need to get validation from other people. Okay, cool. Okay, the praise and validation is coming from, if you can hear that someone respects you, that someone values you, then in your mind, it means that they're not gonna hurt you and they're not gonna be a threat to you. Let's find out where this came from. Huh. The Tower. So complete falling apart, cluster-free, things crashing and burning, things that you thought were solid. Okay, so there's definitely some unexpected things that happened in your life. People who you thought were safe, you thought were comfortable, that totally shook your life up and shook your world up. And so now the way that you go about gauging whether someone is safe for you or someone is a threat to you is like how much they praise you. I mean, it's not like, this is like so messy. It's not a bad approach to take, it's just not foolproof. And it's scary, like it's scary for me to even say that it's not like a guarantee. How do we work on this like feeling like you need to be guaranteed something in order for you to feel safe? Whoa. Okay. The King of Wands. Oh, cool. Okay. King of Wands, knowing that you are an inspiration to other people. Resilience. Your accomplishments, your growth is beyond what most people have done and beyond what most people are capable of or most people are willing to do. You have strength, you have skills, you have foresight, you have intuition, you're smart. Like you have all of these tools, all of these skills already in your tool belt. You don't need to rely on fear. Can you recognize that you already have the tools that you need to differentiate between someone who is a good person and someone who is a bad person? Trusting that you have the tools that you need to succeed and be safe in life is what is going to bring you the ultimate happiness. Because right now, when you use fear to drive who is in your life and who isn't, what fear does is fear is like, this feels bad right now, and so I don't like it and I don't want it and I don't want this person in my life because they make me feel bad. But fear doesn't weigh like the upside. Fear doesn't weigh the happiness. Fear doesn't weigh the bigger picture. Fear is just the immediate extreme reaction. True love does take trust. It takes trust in the other person and More importantly, trust in yourself. Here are messages your spirit guides want you to know about deepening that self-trust.